Pacific Rim Black. This is a new Netflix series, Netflix anime series based on the Pacific Rim movies. Now, just to quick share my thoughts on them. The first one, I do not love it. I watched it once. I thought it was a passable, fine, really well directed giant monster fighting movie, and um, nothing more than that. It wasn't super special or interesting. It was just kind of like, oh, it's it's that, you know. I know some people worship it and they're like, I love it. It's so great. I did not think that, and as do most people, I hated the sequel, Pacific Rim Uprising. Just had nothing to offer. Was an unspecial, boring, bad movie. The first movie had Guillermo del Toro's direction lifting it up to make it a better movie. That movie did not have that, and it was just a boring, substance-less film that I just was not interested in watching more than once. It was just bad. But so as you can see, I'm not a huge fan of the Pacific Rim franchise. I didn't. They're just kind of like, oh, they exist. I think some people do really love them. I'm not that. Um, I don't think they're horrible. No, I guess the sequel I kind of do. But yeah. But I thought an anime series with Pacific Rim was kind of a cool idea because Pacific Rim is based on uh, a Japanese genre of kaiju's and giant monster fighting. Stuff like Godzilla and Ultraman. And if they were able to translate that to an anime, it could be really cool. And I think this anime was not very good. I don't think it was horrible. I think it was fine. I think the CG animation was really slow and didn't move very well, and I didn't like that. And maybe that's just me not getting used to the art style or that type of anime animation. Um, but I don't think that's what it was. I didn't care for it. The I think what really makes this series not work for me is it's a 7 episode series where most of the episodes don't feature giant monster fights until the end, which I'll tell you right now, no one watched Pacific Rim for the characters, right? I didn't watch Pacific Rim. I'm like, wow, I really like that one guy. Like, nobody remembers the characters from the first movie. Nobody does because they're kind of just prop vehicles to make the story happen and make giant monster fights happen. And that's cool. I don't think that's a major flaw with those movies. Like, it doesn't hurt those movies. I think it hurts this series, though, because that's what the movies are, right? When you watch this series, most of the episodes are just people and characters and their stories, and I'm like, now I don't think this would be an issue if the characters were super well developed and interesting characters, but I don't think they are, and so I think it does hurt it because you're sitting here watching it like, I don't really care about that character or this character. I Not that they were horrible, annoying characters I hated watching, but they weren't interesting characters. They were just kind of, oh, they existed, and so I just didn't get into their character at all. Um, and I think they were just very bleh. I think they were just bland, uninteresting characters. I think the story of the season overall wasn't very interesting. So I think this is just a show that no matter how good a second season is, I don't want to see any more of it. Because I just can't see it getting better and getting more well written. It's just kind of a boring, bland anime series based on some movies that I wasn't that interested in the first place. I thought it could be better than the movies, but it really wasn't. It was just kind of nothing. Um, I would say if you're a really big fan of the movies, I guess it's worth checking out. But if you're not, then this is definitely something you can pass on. It is nothing interesting, and again, I say if you're a fan, but you have to be a really big fan because there's not too much worth watching here. There are better anime series on Netflix. Original ones like Castlevania is a pretty good one. Um, that Ghost in the Shell is it series or movie? I can't remember. But you can watch that. There's the Ultraman Netflix series. I really like that one a lot more. So there's a better anime series on Netflix than this one. I think this one was just kind of eh. So it's like a C, but a very low C.